Look at this. Look at this. What if you wanted a small car but didn't want a small car? And let's say you had to downsize but didn't want to downsize. This little bad boy. At a time when everything is becoming laughably unaffordable, I want to find out whether cutting your cloth accordingly is possible with one of these, or even fun. First of all, it's faster, it's more economical and more technological. This front end still has retained its wide and athletic front, and the same can be said for the back. It's small and up for it, ready for those urban adventures.
It's a Yaris, but not just for driving instructors. It's urban and cool, and it handles like a 1 Series. A punchy JBL sound system for Taylor Swift, running costs so you can afford food, and 17 pairs of extra eyes, making it the safest in its class.
Adaptive cruise is standard even on the cheapest one, so is automatic high beam, emergency steering. You've got side airbags, there's an airbag here and an airbag there, and then there's a double airbag at the front, right? This is like, if you had an accident, it's like going to bed, wrapping yourself up. It's probably quite relaxing. You get no electric stuff, it's more pumpy stuff to move the seats, and there is quite a lot of room in the front if you're tall. In the back though, that's obviously set up for me. Shall we see? I know you're not going to carry somebody this tall in the back, but can we get in? Right, well it's not really, is it?
Being full hybrid, you never plug this in. Like never, and it recognises motorcyclists on the rare time that they don't drive safely. Nice wheelie, mate. 1.5, 3 cylinders with 114 or 129 horsepower and 9 seconds 0 to 60. You will hear the engine more than you think you would. Road noise is also there, but no more than something else. And 286 litres in the boot is minimal, causing this kind of thing if you're not tall. But then there are advantages.
Of course, being so small, you can park it in any space you want. You can go in any car park, right? And you can put it in any space. So this is for my mum, this particular one. Look how easy it is, look. You just turn the wheel and you go in the space. So far so good then. £22,000 is the money bit, or this much from the very respected Leasing.com comparison site. Millions of deals you could say goodbye to buying. See how easy it is. Read lots of really interesting articles that James has written. Anyway, that's how much they are, and Toyota themselves are doing, I think, at the moment, time of filming, 2.9% APR, so cabin quality is okay. Rubbery at the top, slightly more plasticky, hard at the bottom. You get a wireless charging, you get 2 USBs. I like the material on the shifter. The steering wheel is firm, not very squidgy. You get a head-up display, which is good, and these are very clear dials. This, you get a 9-inch or a 9.5 when you start, cheaper, and then as you move up the range, you get the 10, which I don't think you necessarily need. When you go to the Toyota maps, these are new, by the way. These are supposed to work in the cloud, so that if something happens, you're supposed to be notified, and it's more like Waze than before. I'd love to know how good that is and whether it works or not. One more thing I'm going to do, because I did say in previous videos that you can't change the EQ on the sound system in a Toyota. You actually can, and this has got JBL, brilliant for hip-hop and R&B, but not brilliant for things like classical music. It's okay though, pretty good. I was very impressed for getting a JBL sound system that moves the mirrors in a Yaris. Very impressed. Oh, and this is your key. Up to 5 people can have this as a digital key, which will annoy everybody now who has a Tesla.
Anybody else hate it when you go to pull out your credit card and it's actually the key to your car? Gosh, it's just so annoying. Like me.
These indicators and front headlamps are very good. Obviously auto high beam, as we say, but you've got 3 little, that's almost leaning towards Lexus, and then you've got this very large indicator at the front to let everybody know you're turning. But at the back, I think that's an indicator. I mean, is it?
These seats I'd put close to best in class. Plenty of detail, lots of support, armrest in the right position, thank you. And provided you can put up with this,
no, it's fine.
You'll get a car with a rear-wheel drive feel, which makes it a lot more fun than it should be.
Yeah, There's even a special thing where you get to a corner, this will start to slow down and steer for you. It doesn't take over the steering, it just gives you a little bit of input. It's as if it knows there's a corner there, and it does things with the engine and the steering. It's very clever. It's sorcery. Of course, there's the voice activation system, but this one works with the radio on, so let's try it. So if you've got Radio 4 on,
I raise my arms to the sky.
yeah, I do like the poems. You should be able to.
In worshipful mouth.
Hey Toyota.
Through the skin.
What do you want to do?
Well, that's clever, that works. All right, here's the true news. So this isn't the cheapest small car that there is. We had the Fiesta. When the Fiesta was out, that was £3,000 less starting price than this. The same applies for the Peugeot. That was £3,000 less. And actually, they're putting more stuff in their cars, you know, but you are getting a lot with this. And if you're smart about the way that you finance it, it might not work out too bad at all. In fact, obviously, as we've seen earlier, the monthly payments aren't that bad. Insurance is hilarious, but this is so much fun to drive. I would go as far as to say that this is probably the best small car out there at the moment. If there was still a Fiesta, it would have a problem. Obviously, short wheelbase, very rigid. This car is rigid, like 40% more rigid than the last one. Does that add to the handling and the fun? Yeah, 100%. This is a really good car to handle. And let's have a look now at the money bit. So, VED £35 from 2025 onwards. They change it every week. Insurance is high. For someone of 25, it will be £570 for a Yaris. Someone in their 40s, £365 for insurance. Servicing, £230 for a mini service, and then £315 for a bigger one. But remember, that forms part of your 10-year warranty, because if you have your services done by Toyota, they will look after this car and you for 10 years. A cuddle for 10 years, nothing to worry about.
Not that you'll need the warranty, of course. It's likely you'll die before this car does.
Thank you.
Sure, it has a slightly tinny door shutting sound, but then so do some cars that cost a lot more. For a grocery hopper or indestructible first car, there's probably not much else. Well, actually there is. There's the iGo X, which is better but not as fun. Or this. Yeah, that again is better but not as much fun. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. If you like zipping about, get one of these.